Chapter 673, Holy Mother, 3. Chwerarak. Above Oh High Seo's head, Kim Yun's countless consciousness threads are sucked in. TSTSTSTSS. At the same time, I feel another flow of time take place as we make our way through the chaos. This time it's slowed down. The time flow toward Mount Sumeru speeds up by hundreds of millions of times. Fortunately, if I reach Araya consciousness, there's no major issue in communicating with Oh Hyunsuk, but the problem lies on this side. The distortion of time within the sea of chaos is far too erratic. At this rate, there's no way to predict when we'll reach Mount Sumeru again. For now, I relay the current situation to Oh Hyunsuk and ask for his opinion. For these reasons, I'm planning to release Oh Hyeseo's mental restriction. What are your thoughts, Hyungnim? Oh Hyunsuk lets out a sigh and speaks. If it's necessary for Hyeseo, then do so. But I have one request. What is it? Chiak. Oh Hyunsuk thrusts his fist toward me. Wawoom. A violet aura ripples from his fist. It is the purple soul filling the heavens I once passed on to him. This is my purple soul filling the heavens. Through the Celestial Lord incense burning spell, I wish to transfer it to you. Is that possible? I hesitate for a moment at those words. To receive something through the Celestial Lord incense burning spell requires me to endure a significant loss on my end. I'll probably have to burn away 10,000 years worth of fortune and virtue. But after a brief moment of thought, I extend my fist toward Oh Hyunsuk and meet his. Suot. With that, Oh Hyunsuk's heart seeps into mine. It is his heart toward Oh Hyeseo. Please, Oh Hyeseo, talk to me. His desire to break through the wall surrounding Oh Hyeseo's heart begins to surge within my own. At the same time, I feel like I understand a bit about Oh Hyunsuk's fate. Pleasure. I also begin to understand why Oh Hyunsuk has grasped the authority of primordial chaos, breaking down boundaries, just as purple is formed by the merging of blue and red. Perhaps the fate of pleasure that Oh Hyunsuk possesses signifies the act of mixing something. That might also be why the intent of pleasure appears sometimes as violet and other times as silver. Silver, made from the mixing of black and white. Purple, born from the blending of red and blue. Either way, it's a color that mixes two extremes and brings them into harmony. The power to break down boundaries between polar opposites and make them unify. That must be the color and power of pleasure. It is at that moment. As I hold Oh Hyunsuk's heart within my chest, a strange sensation stirs. W8. Shiver, shiver, shiver. Goosebumps begin to rise all over my body. It is not from fear or terror. This is a lead is forming. Goosebumps rise from an overwhelming ecstasy and hope. The moment I receive Oh Hyunsuk's purple soul filling the heavens, it feels as though Jang Ik's decisive move is unfolding in front of me. The ultimate technique of Jang Ik that created countless artificial souls and drew power from them. The final form of Hyen Mu's dance of emptiness, which wielded the full power of the plane of soul. And the final ultimate technique of Kim Young-hoon's surpassing radiant Genesis form, that brought the authority of an absolute to its peak. Somehow, the three all pursued the ultimate of martial arts in a similar way. So, Kim Young-hoon's likely possession of the fate of joy appears to correspond to the triple divinity of creation, just like Kim Yun's. Kim Young-hoon's power is likely one that creates souls. The interdimensional void of Hyen Mu is, to begin with, the plane of soul, and Hyen Mu herself has long accumulated substantial power related to the soul by devouring portions of power from countless enders. Jang Ik, too, created artificial souls similar to the canvas of myriad forms and connections, which means the ultimate of martial arts is a power rooted in the strength of a person's soul. Glass Peacock clearly said that souls are born from powerful positive forces. Then are positive forces the best way to reach the martial pinnacle? No, that's not quite right. It's not about being positive. My mind clears. Borrowing the heart. Perhaps that is what truly matters. What is a person's heart? I suddenly realize that I still don't fully understand it. If I'm with you, maybe I really be able to understand it a little. Within the sea of chaos, all is frozen except for me, who activates Araya consciousness. Because we've entered a region of the outer sea where time slows. Only Mount Sumeru's time flows rapidly. Only someone like me can move within this frozen world. I wrap my arms around Kim Yun from behind and feel her warmth. Just what exactly is the heart? It's warm. Is this the heart? If so, then the ultimate of martial arts might be something warmer than I thought. For some reason, that thought comes to me. Within Xiao Eunhyun's memory, the 10th cycle, Yang Jihuang sees Buk Hyangwa designing the colorless glass sword for Xiao Eunhyun, and as she watches, she flinches. She can't help it. A soul was created? The very design of that colorless glass sword contains a soul within it. Buk Hyangwa believes the emotion amplification function of the colorless glass sword is something she intentionally added, but to Yang Jihuang, who understands the principle of the world, that emotion amplification function is not something she designed at all. Through 10 years of sharing hearts between Xiao Eunhyun and Buk Hyangwa, their emotions that have amplified to the peak have imbued the design with a soul on. That's right. In a way, the colorless glass sword could be called the child of Xiao Eunhyun and Buk Hyangwa, a pure spirit without reincarnation. It's just that it is still so faint that it can't yet be called a true spirit, perhaps only a weak spiritual body. Soon, Yang Jihuang watches Buk Hyangwa's death, Yuan Li's appearance, and Xiao Eunhyun's centuries of cultivation and preparation to face Yuan Li. And for the first time, she feels her chest tremble. Why? Why is this happening? Why? It is a resonance she has never felt since donning the mask. No, even before wearing the mask, to her who had only ever felt dry and indifferent except in war and combat, this is an overwhelming impact. Get a hold of yourself, Sword Spear Heavenly Lord. Even if I admit that we were wrong, it doesn't mean our method was wrong. Emotions are still poison, and they are still useless. I am the god of iron, war, and victory. I am one of the true immortals who govern the martial Tao. In the path of martial cultivation, something like a person's heart is unnecessary. Listen closely, Xiao Eunhyun. Yang Jihuang, trying to revive her persona as the Sword Spear Heavenly Lord, raises her voice towards Xiao Eunhyun's memory. Even if your memories manage to brainwash me, they cannot fully stain me. I am a being born for war, blood, iron, sword, victory, and freedom. I care for nothing else. True freedom is born only under emotionless, impartial rulers. You cannot force emotions, a heart, onto me. I will reject it. Saying this, she continues delving into Xiao Eunhyun's memories. I will never be completely broken by your memories. Never. However, for some reason, her final words sound weak. How much time has passed? At some point, we reach an area where the flow of time between Mount Sumeru and the outer sea balances. TSSDSSDSD. Together with Kim Yun, I inject the power of love she holds into Oh Hyaseo, further developing Oh Hyaseo's soul. Glass Peacock, from behind us, sometimes offers advice like a seasoned senior, and at other times, they spout lewd and indecent jokes. Regardless, Kim Yun and I continue to hold hands and approach Oh Hyaseo's heart. I am also passing on the purple soul filling the heavens that Oh Hyun-suk transmitted to me back into Oh Hyaseo. The hearts of Kim Yun, myself, and Oh Hyun-suk flow into the depths of Oh Hyaseo. How many days do we spend flowing our hearts into Oh Hyaseo? Suddenly, I discover a strange phenomenon in Oh Hyaseo's heart and in the outer sea. The sea of chaos overlaps. What is this? It is not a mere illusion brought on by fatigue. For some reason, I feel like I've experienced this strange phenomenon before. Just what is this? Kagugugu. But before I can investigate further, I suddenly find myself able to peer all the way into the depths of Oh Hyaseo's heart in one go. Oh Hyaseo's soul is veiled by tainted soul filling the heavens, and within it, her consciousness is visible. And within that, something is happening. The more her spirit takes form, the more she appears to suffer pain. Why is it? Why is she suffering more as she gains a soul? A soul is a collection of positive energy. Yet, for some reason, even though we are infusing her with the power of love, Oh Hyaseo only continues to suffer. Normally, I would try to find the cause of that pain, but for some reason, I know instinctively that I must not intervene now. I only observe. For some reason, curiously, the instinct of a martial artist stops me. This time, I must absolutely not intervene. Why not? Because, soon, the way to reach the ultimate of martial arts will unfold before your eyes. I flinch in surprise and look at the impermanence soared within my heart. What was that? Just now. It felt like the impermanence sword whispered to me. I throw a couple questions toward the impermanence sword again and read through history a few times. But not only does the impermanence sword give no answer, Even when I read through history, I can't find the history in which the impermanent sword spoke to me. It feels like I've been possessed by a ghost. But since there's no way I've been possessed, this must be a kind of martial artist's intuition. Oh High SEO's heart is related to the martial pinnacle? Why? How? What is? Yet no matter how much I ponder, I cannot find the answer. So I choose to follow my intuition and observe. How many years have passed? Within the erratic time flow of the outer sea, 1,000 years, 10,000 years, 100,000 years pass. And then one day, Peowat, the 280,000th year of Kim Yun and I holding hands, growing affection for each other, and injecting it into Oh High SEO. Our hearts pass through Oh High SEO's tainted soul filling the heavens, and at last, Oh High SEO's spirit is fully born. Had it not been for the authority of tainted soul filling the heavens and truth manipulation, it might have been possible in just a few years. But because those powers and immortal arts interfered, it ended up taking hundreds of thousands of years. And then, just when her spirit is completely born. Stop it already. An overwhelming scream bursts forth from Oh High SEO's spirit and begins to distort the surroundings. This places her authority, truth manipulation, activates, transforming the environment of the outer sea into the form of the Sea Dragon Palace. Leave me alone. Please. Please. It seems to be a type of illusion technique. I can feel that if I concentrate my mind, I can exit this illusion immediately. But I do not exit the illusion, and instead continue to observe. Just then, Kwon, the space beside me collapses, and someone appears next to me. It is Oh Hyunsuk. No, this is Oh Hyunsuk's heart. The purple soul filling the heavens that he passed on to me, and I to Oh High SEO, has appeared taking on the form of Oh Hyunsuk. Since this is a world of illusion, perhaps it is easier to take form. Oh High SEO. Purple soul filling the heavens. No. Oh Hyunsuk's will speaks. I have something to say to you. Don't come. Kiririk. From the center of the Sea Dragon Palace where Oh High SEO resides, an immense repulsion force arises and pushes us back. However, Oh Hyunsuk moves forward as if unaffected. Thud. Under Oh Hyunsuk's momentum, under his advance, the Sea Dragon Palace collapses, ignoring the complex structure of the Sea Dragon Palace, smashing through it as he approaches Oh High SEO. Oh Hyunsuk rather resembles a rhinoceros. Don't come. I said don't come. As if that damn reptilian bastard wasn't enough. Now even you, who tormented me without knowing you were a puppet of some immortal life soap company. I hate it. I hate all of it. Seo Huiol. I'm going to live here with Seo Huiol forever. All of you get lost. All of you. Kagugugu. The repulsion force from Oh High SEO only grows stronger, and we are forced to stop in place. Even the rhinoceros-like Oh Hyunsuk halts momentarily. But then, wings begin to emerge from Oh Hyunsuk's back. It is Azure Wing Heavenly Shatter. 1 wing, 2 wings, 3 wings. Surpassing the 10 wings of Azure Tiger Saint. 13 wings seem to unfold, and those wings appear to wrap entirely around one of Oh Hyunsuk's arms. Cheek. The form of a purple dragon engraves itself onto Oh Hyunsuk's body. Azure Wing Heavenly Shatter is activated to its limit. High SEO. At that moment, smiling more warmly than any expression I've ever seen from him, Oh Hyunsuk speaks. I'm sorry, Kwon. At the same time, Oh Hyunsuk thrusts his fist forward, and the Sea Dragon Palace created within Oh High SEO's illusion collapses. The Sea Dragon Palace crumbles, and where it once stood, only a massive crater remains. And at the center of that crater, familiar faces appear. It is Oh High SEO and Seo Huiol. Ho ho, fellow Taoists. Let's not be like this. Come share a cup of tea. Oh Hyunsuk and I both watch the scene and smile bitterly. Within Oh High SEO's illusion, he is alive, but in our eyes, we see the truth. Oh High SEO is embracing the bones of a massive dragon. Even Oh High SEO herself knows Seo Huiol cannot be brought back. But because she cannot accept that truth, she continues to hold on to those bones and flee from the truth. I look at Oh High SEO. The spirit of Oh High SEO that I and Kim Yun completed together begins to collapse the moment it is fully formed. Oh High SEO. Oh Hyunsuk takes a step toward Oh High SEO and speaks. Wake up now. Seo Huiol is dead. Seo Eun-hyun isn't a reptilian, and our company never made something like Immortal Life soap. And that day, Big Brother definitely took you to a psychiatric hospital. I saw with my own eyes when they prescribed you medication. Jium. At Oh Hyunsuk's words, Oh Hyaseo's eyes begin to tremble. When I drew upon my Ender authority and checked, only then did I truly confirm it. It was probably because of your authority, wasn't it? Hyaseoa, do you still not understand? No matter how much you manipulate the truth remains the truth. You can never escape it, and you can never run away. Don't make me low you up. Then just what do I have left? What? In my life? What is even left? When you face it instead of running away, that too becomes something that lets us move forward. Oh Hyunsuk raises his fist and approaches Oh Hyaseo. But the closer he gets to her, the more his hand gradually opens. And then, when he reaches right in front of her, Oh Hyunsuk spreads both his arms as if to embrace her. Come here, Hyaseoa. Even in reality, there are people who love you. I said don't make me laugh. Seo Huil. Help me. Please don't let these lunatics destroy us. Seo Huil. Seo Huil. Deny the lies of those lunatics, please. Damn. I click my tongue as I look at the tainted soul filling the heavens in the form of Seo Huil. If it's the tainted soul filling the heavens Seo Huil left behind, then surely it will lure her in with sweet words. Ho ho. Then, the tainted soul filling the heavens left behind by Seo Huil opens its mouth. The tainted soul filling the heavens erases the smile from its face and speaks. Get a hold of yourself, O Hyaseo. Huh. At those words, not only O Hyaseo, but I also widen my eyes. Have you forgotten what I gave you? Back then, I gave you my life. Oh, don't live meaninglessly with the life I gave you, O Hyaseo. That's... Turn around. O Hyaseo, aren't there people waiting for you? Don't look this way. Don't turn your eyes away from the truth. With those words, Seo Huil's tainted soul filling the heavens shouts powerfully toward O Hyaseo. Then, the form of the tainted soul filling the heavens changes. The form that had maintained the appearance of Seo Huil inside O Hyaseo's illusion returns to the shape of massive dragon bones. It reveals the corpse of the sea dragon, forcing her to face the truth. And upon seeing that form, O Hyaseo begins to weep, shedding tears of blood. And no, Seo Huil. No. Seo Huil. Oh Hyaseo grabs and shakes Seo Huil's bones, then collapses as she screams. Seo Huil. Please get up. Seo Huil. Seo Huil. Seo Huil. Don't leave me alone. Please tell me this isn't real. Seo Huil. Please. Her continuing desperate cries. The true will of Seo Huil that was hidden inside the tainted soul filling the heavens. And the heart of Oh Hyunsuk. Seeing it all, I finally fully realize how to reach the marital pinnacle. Tell me that you love me. It has truly been a long time. Oh Hyaseo's truth manipulation authority is ironically an authority that cannot forget that the truth exists. Through that power, all the distorted and manipulated realities she has twisted until now begin to shatter. From the large, like how she distorted our past, to the small, like my obsession with shoulders. Across the long and longer time. I smile as I watch the will of Seo Huil within the dissolving tainted soul filling the heavens beside Oh Hyaseo. My fellow Taoist, the existence known as Seo Huil has, at last, truly attained Buddhahood. I have finally overcome Seo Huil. Now, even if someone touches my shoulder, I don't think I'll have a seizure. Chapter 674, Holy Father, Mountain God. Please. Oh Hyaseo's scream shakes the illusory space. And as the world cracks open, the dreary essence of the outer sea reveals itself. However, to the very end, tainted soul filling the heavens does not return from the skeletal form of the sea dragon. And finally, when the essence of the outer sea reveals itself, and at last, her truth manipulation crumbles, Oh Hyaseo throws aside the bones of Seo Huil held in her arms and sobs. Seo Huil. The bones of Sea Dragon King Seo Huil drift somewhere beyond the chaos of the outer sea and disintegrate, and Oh Hyaseo, turning her back on that sight, finally collapses into Oh Hyunsuk's arms. TSTSTSS. As her illusionary space disappears, Oh Hyunsuk takes on the form of purple soul filling the heavens and tightly embraces her. Purple soul filling the heavens, now transformed into violet vapor, whispers while holding her close. It's okay, Hyaseoa. Everything's okay now. And I'm sorry for not caring about you. TSTSTSTSTSS. Oh Hyunsuk's purple soul filling the heavens begins to seep directly into Oh Hyaseo. What is Oh Hyunsuk's now passes on to her. and it begins to merge with her tainted soul, filling the heavens. Still, please remember just this one thing. Even here, there is someone who truly loves you. Oh Hyunsuk's warm love flows deep into her heart, and Oh Hyeseo weeps. I hate it. I hate it all. I hate all of you. Seo Huil, I hate you. Why did you leave me? Why did you leave me with nothing but this? I hate you too, Oh Hyunsuk. Why did you leave me alone all this time? Kim Yun, I hate you. Why did you become so radiant that I can't even look at you anymore? And Seo Eunhyun, I hate you the most. Why won't you just leave me alone? Why? TSDSDSDSDSDSDSDSDSS. As Oh Hyunsuk's purple soul filling the heavens merges with Oh Hyeseo's tainted soul filling the heavens, their form transforms. Oh Hyeseo's shadow shifts in form. What was once a shadow shaped like Seo Huil now transforms into her own shadow bearing the horns of a sea dragon. I hate everyone. I really hate everyone. But, clutching the chest where purple soul filling the heavens has seeped into, Oh Hyeseo grits her teeth. Because this pain, because this hatred exists, that must be why life is something we can't escape. Her enlightenment is conveyed thread by thread through Indra's net. Pain is hatred. Hatred is a yoke. If there is a difference between anger and hatred, anger can be repaid through retribution. But hatred becomes a lifelong scar and yoke in a person's heart. Hatred is a collar and truth you can never escape from. But to carry that yoke on one's back and still continue on, that is life. I gaze into Oh Hyeseo's heart essence. Rain begins to fall in what had always been a desolate desert. That rain overflows and overflows, soon becoming a sea. Even if I accept the pain, I must live on. Right, Seo Huil? Now bearing in her heart essence a sea of storms vast enough to house a sea dragon, she rises to her feet. If truth is something you cannot escape, no matter how much you manipulate it, then it must mean even if you accept it, you must still live. I know then that a great change has occurred within her, whether on earth or here in Mount Sumeru. She, who once would have embraced death at the slightest opportunity if Seo Huil was gone. No, even if he was still present, has at last changed. Seo Huil's shout, Oh Hyunsuk's shout, the cry of all of us together, has led her to finally treasure life, to choose living over suicide. Now, even if left alone, she will not choose death. Keithiaing. At the same moment, a massive Tenghua rises behind her. Until now, the Tenghua of her comrades resembled the compassionate visages of bodhisattvas, but hers is different. Hers is simply, unmistakably, a monster. Kagugugu. 6 arms, 3 heads. Oh Hyeseo's Tenghua, in the form of an Azura with 3 heads and 6 arms, begins to overturn something in reality with all 6 hands. I don't need your help anymore. I don't need your empty promise that Seo Huil can be brought back. I've come to know that it can't be done. But, even if I can't save him, I'll live on carrying the life he passed on to me. So, I no longer need your embrace. Clang. At that moment, the Azura's 6 arms strike fiercely at Oh Hyeseo's back. Jing. Simultaneously, something like a dark red chain seems to emerge behind her, only to shatter under the Azura's blow. Kugugugugugu. From somewhere far away, a familiar wave sweeps across the entirety of the outer sea. It is the power of the great mountain supreme deity. I see. Oh Hyeseo, as of this day, has chosen to sever her status as the great mountain supreme deity's disciple, and she senses that the great mountain supreme deity has, in turn, expelled her. She is no longer my martial niece. I'll live with pride. Even if life is nothing but pain, I'll endure. After all, Oh Hyeseo moves her arm. At the same moment, my jade seal of yin-yang and 5 elements embedded in her shatters completely, and she relinquishes her immortal Tao itself. She chooses no longer to walk the Tao of repentant enlightenment. But as her realm in the immortal Tao had not been high to begin with, she is merely a vestige liberation immortal. Now freed from me, from the great mountain supreme deity, and from Seo Huil, she utters a single phrase with a lightened heart and weeps. Life is nothing but hatred. Life is hatred. It is the moment she speaks those words. Shiver. An unbearable, revolting filth creeps over me. This is. And then, I feel the gaze of some presence that I could not perceive in my previous realm. I turn my head to perceive what that gaze is, and soon after, I am able to behold it directly. Kugugugugu. Tracing that gaze back to its origin, at the very end lies Mount Sumeru, a massive world in the form of an inverted cone. At its edge, Mount Sumeru. 33rd Heaven. The threshold of the audience chamber. The head realm that lies in that place, so jade. There I. Isatite cs meo urias medis a gigantic jade. It is a gigantic jade. Gigantic jade. Gigan. Kwawa. I scream desperately. At my cry, the entire outer sea seems to tremble, and behind my back, the pure white three great ultimates and the will begin to fully support me. Revealing my true body in the outer sea, I pour every bit of my mind into facing directly what lies at the edge of that gaze. And then, across over 1,000 lifetimes, across endless time, I finally succeed in perceiving it. It is a gigantic jade throne upon which the Holy Father sits. He watches Ovirus from behind emptiness supreme ding roll sits yespek and star setis en winis somehow in asami transparent stady alloying metoda redirect libi old thejutta face off the exalted being. Hisakared visage I samathing galola bang like me cannot dare to describe you to fim must venture to depict a teen word citus follow sure sadragon robio such rank no sure pim diatid arresto approaching data fish dressed saming one that makes event heavenly venerable loft thunderworld seems malt hat meing one itself. Black sky. And so he pierces thoth high shoulding up Thesky itself. On his jade bada for somi race and thurur. 3 holes. Pierced thruff him to fierce the les at the upper danchin where his face he's making ish jade facey per like haring and say cred thesikind holai spearsadot thelp you feel, thate horons fillet those a 3 holes were. Faces. If somehow encountered before he and diet heaven thoth I've his faces before we sit they even evrons recognize at the text salted on icon live feel bitterly resentful and bitterly resentful does this blasphemy beyond description so I'd side to strangle my own neck and burn mijulf to seek forgiveness for Tatsaneza. Don't go. Co unhyun. Kithi Kiok. Kihiok. At someone's cry, I finally come to my senses and open my eyes on the spot. Heek. Hiohook. As I come to my senses, I find my entire body bound in light pink threads, with Kim Yun holding me tightly from behind. This is. I clearly understand what just happened. Crazy. I was about to return to thee. Kim Yun's heart tightly embraces me, and around us quince blossoms bloom in full, revitalizing my mind. Heek. Heuk. I think of what I just saw. Behind the head realm. Did I see the audience chamber? Gag. For some reason, a repulsion and disgust rising from deep in my chest make me clamp my mouth shut. I try to recall the form of that being I saw in the audience chamber, but an overwhelming headache surges up, and so I barely manage to calm my heart, fracturing the memory and shattering the knowledge into fragments. Only then do I become able to recall that being without serious strain. I see now. Just now, I perceive the future king. There is no other explanation for what I felt. That being is the one whom even the supreme deities and heavenly venerables fear. It is the future king, the fate's supreme deity. As I recall the times I felt revulsion, when I ascended from the head realm or encountered pivotal moments, I tremble. I see. The moments I felt revulsion were all the very moments when my comrades fully awakened to their fates. I glance at Ohiasio. She sits in a lotus position, glaring at me. Having obtained Indra's net, I can clearly tell. Ohiasio has fully awakened to her fate. And every time an Indra fully awakened to their fate, the future king had been observing us from the audience chamber. Clang. At that moment, I perceive a change in the radiance mantra. I see. So the change in the regression point was because of this. I come to understand the principle behind the change in regression point. It is when the future king observes us. When our fate is completely observed by the future king, and my actions are observed together with it by the future king, then the alteration of the past through the radiance mantra or an Indra's fate becomes completely impossible. If that happens, even if one returns to the past, the radiance mantra judges that changing the future is absolutely impossible, and thus fixes the regression point. If I hadn't directly faced the future king this time, I never would have known. It is truly fortunate that I managed to directly look at the future king. If I hadn't awakened Indra's net, known the conditions for martial pinnacle, and reached the peak of great net immortal, I would never have been able to endure that gaze and trace it back to directly face the future king. And had I not directly faced the future king, I never would have fully grasped the various knowledge and conditions related to regression. Regardless, this challenge has brought me considerable gain. Damn it, future king. But among the knowledge I gained from the future king, I tremble, startled by the fact that I have encountered 3 of the future king's faces. Just what in the world is that being? Co Huiol is dead, but I recall the time I suffered at his hands. That suffocating fear when I couldn't tell whether someone around me was Co Huiol or not. The terror that every connection I've ever formed might have contained a face of the future king fills my chest. Let's not get too caught up in it right now. Still, I shake my head and open my eyes wide. Thank you, Kim Yun. I express my gratitude to Kim Yun, who helped bring me back to my senses and rise to my feet. A welcome guest has arrived. Long time no see. I look behind me. The presence who appeared like a phantom next to Ohiasio. I gaze at the northern heavenly venerable, the true martial great emperor, Hien Mu. What brings you so suddenly to the outer sea? Hien Mu stands atop Glass Peacock's clone, who now lies beneath her, showing an expression of fear and revulsion that I have never seen before. Hien Mu, you. Crunch. Just as Glass Peacock tries to open their mouth, Hien Mu moves her hand and crushes their head like a bug. Though it's only a clone, they should be able to regenerate. But perhaps because Hien Mu made a move, Glass Peacock's regeneration seems significantly delayed. Hien Mu's eyes are as empty as before, but they are now also soaked in endless despair and pain. As expected, Hien Mu has perceived and followed along my regression in the state of having recovered her memories from seeing Hong Fan last time. I look at Hien Mu and ask again, may I ask what brings you to this desolate outer sea? Isn't it obvious? Hien Mu rises from her seat, surrendering her body to the chaos of the outer sea. Upon realizing someone has grasped a clue to Martial Pinnacle, I rushed over immediately. Haha, it's an honor. But it's unfortunate. Even if I've grasped a clue to Martial Pinnacle, I know, even if you miraculously reach Martial Pinnacle and Kim Young-hoon comes back to life, you won't be able to kill me. I've just gotten used to showing up whenever I sense people like you that I came reflexively. Hien Mu speaks with a hollow expression. Now, until my memories are erased again, I have no expectations toward you all, so do not worry. For even if there are 100, 1,000 supreme deities or beings who've reached Martial Pinnacle, I already know I cannot die. Can you not tell me? I ask Hien Mu a question. Why you try to die yet cannot? What it is you remembered after meeting Hong Fan, and what you meant by, even if the 7 brilliance is completed, it is only half. If you could tell me about your relationship with the heavenly venerable of the underworld as well, I'd be even more grateful. At those words, Hien Mu coldly glares down at me and speaks. It is not something a thing like you needs to know. Do not delude yourself. Speaking the exact same words as Hong Fan, Hien Mu continues. It is unbearably sorrowful and crushingly painful. Yet still, the story must be completed. As long as I am aware of that, I can never show you any sympathy. Then, why do you keep ridiculing us here? You could have just looked at us once and disappeared. That's for another reason. Regardless, it benefits me for you all to grow. I came to encourage you not to lose your will and become annihilated here. Pardon. Do not pretend you don't know. You feel it too. Hien Mu grins cruelly. I give a bitter smile at those words. The massive presence being felt together with Hien Mu. It belongs to a familiar being. Do you not sense it? That the great mountain supreme deity who expelled their disciple is now pushing the interpretation that they have lost. That disciple. I feel it. Kugagagugagu. Beyond that sea of chaos. A crushing pressure surges toward us. Although fully completing the splitting heaven mantra is impossible, it should now be possible to disperse the power and fire it in a simplified form. And if the splitting heaven mantra is completed in a simplified version, completing the splitting heaven mantra itself should also become faster. At minimum, 10 million years. At most, maybe 100 million years will be cut from the completion time. And, naturally, Hien Mu melts into the chaos and speaks. The simplified splitting heaven mantra won't reach Mount Sumeru, so the only ones to test it on right now are you. Kurururum. Kim Yun and Oh Hyeseo flinch in surprise and look toward somewhere. An authority of overwhelming violence boils from beyond that chaos. Reach it, the ultimate of martial arts. If you can manifest even a part of that power, even if through unorthodox methods, then the simplified splitting heaven mantra can be blocked. With those final words, Hien Mu completely dissolves into the chaos, and I suck in a hollow breath. The sea of chaos boils over. At the same time, an immeasurably vast authority is felt from afar, and a familiar will is conveyed to me. You've come up. Welcome. Whatever the case, you're come to settle things with me, haven't you? Take it. the simplified splitting heaven. At the same time, the stepping stone toward the splitting heaven mantra. This is Kurururum. I place Kim Yun and O Hyaseo on my flower soul filling the heavens and send them far away as I slowly draw the impermanent sword in that spot. My power, that even surpasses master. Heaven, earth, and heavens above. Across the world, the will of the great mountain supreme deity, Guak Am resounds. Prove it, splitting, that you are more suitable for the Tao of the mountain than I, who have surpassed master. Emperor, today, right here, splitting, let us determine the true mountain god. Heaven, splitting emperor splitting heaven, Leodilutan. Annihilation, mate, advancement, Jing, Wu, Book. Editor, Wu, Bu, is the fifth of the 10 heavenly stems. A golden wave that destroys the entire world surges toward me, infused with the golden light of Wu, Bu, of the 10 heavens, becoming annihilation. The light of annihilation advancement that's meant to tear through the emperor, Deed, and kill the heavens, can, becomes an authority even more terrifying than the single strike of the underworld. And I, refining the enlightenment of martial pinnacle with the sensation I felt when I once blocked the single strike of the underworld, extend the impermanence sword. Cut. The will of the impermanence sword and my own will become one, and thus I take my first step toward martial pinnacle to block the strike of the great mountain supreme deity. Jiuing. A significant portion of the outer sea's chaos seems to condense into a single point, then immediately fires toward one place along with a massive golden light. Where that golden light strikes, there stands a human in white. He, wielding the sword of impermanence that exists nowhere and everywhere, directly confronts the golden annihilation. But immediately after, Jiuing, where the golden light sweeps through, nothing remains. The person in white, Seo Eunhyun, fails to mount any resistance against that will of destruction. However, the very being who sent forth that will of destruction sits within a world called Punlai Island with a face distorted like an evil spirit. Is it because Seo Eunhyun perished too easily? Or is it because, in that final moment, even as he faded away, he smiled? No one knows. But one thing is certain, Seo Eunhyun is dead. Seo Eunhyun is dead, and so the time of the outer sea continues to flow on. That is Seo Eunhyun's 1006th return. Seo Eunhyun's 10th cycle. There, Yang Jihuang clutches her chest and collapses on the spot. Aoat, drip drip. Yang Jihuang, who had at first appeared as a giant god of light, is becoming closer to that of a human woman as time passes. She perceives her tears to be utterly alien, yet the sensation rising from her chest is something she can no longer endure. It hasn't been long since she shouted that she would never learn the heart. Yet, now, she feels shame at her own actions. She recalls herself frustrated and wondering when Yuan Li would die. She remembers how she sympathized with Seo Eunhyun's pain as he reached treading heavens beyond the path, and as the Een Soul Ghost incantation turned into the Black Ghost Curse banner. And now, reflecting on herself as she sobs at Seo Eunhyun bidding farewell to Book Hyangwa's final moments. In the depths of self-loathing and sorrow, Yang Jihuang cannot stop her tears. Just what is this thing called the heart? Why does it hurt so much? At the same time, she realizes that her name itself is melting away. The fate and name of Jihuang, given to her solely to hunt the mountain gods, is dissolving. She does not know why, but one thing is clear. The being once known as the Sword Spear Heavenly Lord, once known as Yang Jihuang, is now melting within Seo Eunhyun's memories, within the records of those hearts. Will she be reborn as a new existence, or merely be absorbed by Seo Eunhyun and become a part of him? Even she does not know, but now she understands. I was ignorant. Even though I am one of the divine ranks governing martial arts, I never knew what true martial arts were. The true pinnacle of the sword lies in the heart. What in the world have I been doing until now? She, who reached the pinnacle of sword techniques, but never tried to understand the heart, now finally begins to grasp the power of the heart. And only now does she understand. The true ultimate of martial arts is giving and receiving the heart to form connections. So that is the most terrifying thing in this world. Unable to take her eyes off the final moment between Seo Eunhyun and Book Hyangwa, feeling an ache in her chest she's never known before, she continues reading Seo Eunhyun's memories. Even though she may forget her name entirely, and her existence might vanish if she keeps reading, She does not stop. She continues to learn about Seo Eunhyun because she knows this is the only way to reach the ultimate of martial arts she had half given up on until now. Reviving herself as a martial artist, she thus walks forward.